So, it looks like the sequel might actually happen. While fans have been left adrift when it comes to many young adult movie adaptations, most notably Ender's Game and Mortal Instruments, but there's still some hope for that last one, Divergent seems to have had a last-minute box office rally. On track to open with around 70 million, Lionsgate and Summit appear to have done it again, as they are the only studio so far to succeed in this genre. So Divergent fans, faithful and new, what's in store for Insurgent in 2015? Let's discuss. First off, just like with their other franchises, Twilight and the Hunger Games, Lionsgate and Summit are changing up the talent behind the camera. Why they just can't get it right the first time, on the third try, who knows? But director Neil Burger is out, a la Gary Ross and Catherine Hardwicke. Interestingly, Hardwicke is the only one of the three to admit she was kicked off the sequel, while the two dudes say it was their idea to opt out. Although, to be fair, Burger is staying on as an executive producer. Will Robert Schwentke be as successful a replacement as Chris Weitz and Francis Lawrence? Like Weitz, he comes from a lighter background, having previously helmed The Time Traveler's Wife in Red, to Weitz's American Pie and About a Boy. But like Lawrence, Schwentke has already signed on for the rest of his respective franchise. And if Schwentke's recent flop R.I.P.D. gives you cause for alarm, don't forget Weitz's The Golden Compass and Lawrence's Constantine. The writing team is also being swapped out, but here there is some genuine cause for alarm. Snow White and the Huntsman's Evan Doherty and Hope Springs' Vanessa Taylor, who would hire that duo in the first place, are being replaced by unknown Brian Duffield and Akiva Goldsman. Sure, he won the Oscar for writing A Beautiful Mind, but he also wrote Batman and Robin, Lost in Space, The Da Vinci Code, and most recently, Winter's Tale. He too is signed on for the remainder of the franchise. Now, in front of the camera, as with Twilight and the Hunger Games, the faces will remain the same. What's in store for our Divergent heroes? Warning, this be spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen or read Divergent yet, you might want to come back after you have. Now, as you've learned from Divergent, our younger characters' parents are important characters in this story. And with Insurgent, it's Four's parents that take center stage. We already meet his father Marcus, played by Ray Stevenson in Divergent, but in this sequel, Four's mother Evelyn is a major player. Will this choice role echo Julianne Moore's upcoming turn in Mockingjay as President Coin in more ways than one? And who should play Evelyn? Back to Mockingjay, there are more similarities beyond a potentially dubious female leader. Insurgent explores beyond abnegation, erudite, and dauntless, the focus of Divergent, and moves the action to amity and candor, and perhaps a world without factions, as all the factions begin to mix like never before in this new conflict. But don't worry, there will still be plenty of chemically induced action sequences. Is that maybe sending a bad message to young moviegoers? Anyway, we're also set to learn more about how and why Chicago came to be sealed off from the rest of the world, the faction system was first established, and that this all connects to Tris. So do you think this franchise will improve across the board as did Twilight and the Hunger Games, or is it awesome already? What are you looking forward to seeing in the sequel, and what do you think needs to be in the sequel? Write your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.